Welcome to everybody. My guest today is Reggie Barnett, Junior Southpaw Bare Knuckle Fighter. So Reggie, can you please go with introduction? So on, tell a bit on yourself, please.
Uh-huh. Oh, you want me to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Well, most people know who I am for y'all who don't. My name is Reggie Easy Educated Hands Barnett Jr. I am professional bare knuckle boxer and mixed martial artist. I compete in all three sports. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia, where I was born and raised, and I fight out of my gym called 757 Boxing.
When did you start training? All kinds of martial arts. When was your first training
Uh,
session?
I mean, my dad would take me to the gym with him when I was a kid, like around 4 or 5. I started training boxing. I started competing boxing at my first match when I was 8. So, and I did a couple other, forms of martial arts, taekwondo, karate. But boxing always was my first love as far as combat sports.
Do you have idols? Do you have favorite boxers, MMA fighters, or?
Um, Boxer, a long time. Of course, Pernell Whitaker, everybody or anybody who knows that, who knows me, of course. MMA, I won't really say that I have like a great favorite in the MMA. Yeah, no, I never really like had a super favorite. I guess we'll say George St. Pierre,
Uh,
if I had to say, Um, so yeah,
do you have a nickname?
Easy is like my ring name, and then like my other moniker is Educated Hands, which I got from world champion Antonio Tarver at one of the bare knuckle fights. So,
Alright. Do you have a favorite punch? You're a bare knuckle fighter. You must have one, right?
my right hook is double up to double right hook, tap him to the head and then slam him to the body.
Yeah. Do you have while you were competing in MMA like an amateur? Did you have the toughest amateur MMA opponent?
Um, I would have to say it's man, it would be a tie. When it's the amateur, I fought a gentleman named Wesley Dunlap, and we actually had like a fight trilogy as kids. So that, and then Thomas Blair, who was a really good local up and coming amateur around here as a pro now, and we had an amazing fight. And he caught me at the very beginning of the very last round. That was that. So
So how did your first professional MMA fight go?
I lost. I got my butt kicked by Meshach Adams. It was let's see, he was like 135 fighter, amateur fighter in the country, and I was just like the local 135 amateur, or was it 125? I don't even remember. I think it was 125, and yeah, I cut the weight to 125, and I was just so weak. And we got in there, and he just threw me around like a little rag doll. So,
So in the next fight you defeated Chris Conner via triangle choke, right?
yeah, I fought that fight. One, it was really easy, and then I was just mad because, I was already fighting heavy, fighting in the 140s, and then, Chris came in quite a few extra pounds over the weight at 145. So, but yeah, I got him out of there in less than a minute.
Yeah, you did a great job, definitely. Against Shane Tyner, did I read well?
Oh, Shane Tyner.
Yes.
I actually, I was a little nervous going into that fight, and then when I got in there and like just the flow of it, it just felt like, all right, man, yeah, it's just a matter of time before I get you out of here. It's just got to figure out how. And I actually stopped him with body shots in the second round. So that was and then we did it again. He asked me, did I want to box him? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll beat you in a boxing match. I was like, all right, well, let's do it. So we did it again with the boxing gloves, and I beat him in the same exact manner with body shots. So just to prove a point. But hats off to Shane. He's always been game. He's a tough fighter, and
So, do you have the toughest professional MMA fight? Which was the toughest one in your career?
Tony Gravely. Yeah, that was that. Not even just the fight itself. I had a lot of because I was doing my own amateur shows at the time, and the weather had caused us to have to reschedule our date, and they had rescheduled the date for that fight on the same day. So it's like, and we still had our show, and I went and fought Tony, and he threw me around like a rag doll too, man. But I looked back on that fight like months later, and then I saw, what he was doing to everybody else, just manhandling them and either beating them up till they quit or putting them in submission till they quit. The fact that he didn't finish me, I just took that as a personal victory.
Yeah, it's a great job. Why did you transition to bare knuckle fighting championship?
We say when or why?
Why?
I mean, a few different reasons. One, I love fighting, and so I always look to challenge myself when it comes to fighting, whether it be in aspects of it that I'm good or aspects of it that I just am curious about. Two, bare knuckle fighting legally, and wasn't anything new to me, especially if you've done it on an underground level before. And I had when I was a kid, so out there running the streets and doing stuff I have no business doing. But and then two, I wanted to be there from the beginning when the ground was broken on it. And that's a big thing that I told my father, 100 years from now, when they look back at it, when they talking about when bare knuckle was brought back and how great it was in America, my name will be there right along some of the greatest fighters to do it.
Yeah, it's awesome. You took part in the first event. So, for your first fight, for your first bare knuckle fight, were you nervous? Were you, how did you feel? I mean, this was the first tournament, first fight. It was Bkfc 1.
Yeah, I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't nervous about the fight. I was more or less nervous about how hurt I was gonna get. And at the time, and still now to this day, I'm the I'm the fighter with the mentality who doesn't mind taking some damage to give some out. And in bare knuckle, that's dangerous. In bare knuckle, they look at you as kind of foolish. Most guys, it's hit and don't get hit. And we try to do that, but at the same time, if you hit me, I'm cool with that. That's not going to deter me from still trying to hit you. So I was just worried about how beat up I was going to be afterwards, and I wasn't really beat up after the first one, the second one either. But no, wait, the Clayburns fight, yeah, I took some damage. The Crowder fight, I got a cut from a headbutt. And that Bedford fight, whoo-wee, I knew I was in a fight, but you know what? It felt good. Even though I lost, it felt good to know that in a tough fight and in a nitty-gritty, just drag-out war, that I could hold my own and still be the one keep moving forward at the end of the fight.
So against Rusty Crowder, was there a point abduction, or I'm trying to remember now, or...
Well, they took a point for him throwing me on the ground, but...
Yeah.
He ran most of the fight. He didn't really want to engage. Some people said that was a good strategy. Well, I guess so. If you're also going to, throw some punches in between, but he didn't even throw any punches. So that was neither here nor there, kind of water under the bridge.
All right. In the next fight, you said against Johnny Bedford, you took some serious damage. He rocked you in the first round, I think 2 times, right?
Oof. Yeah. Well, the first one, he caught me, and I won't say that it hurt because I didn't even really feel it. It was just like boom, and I looked and I'm like, why are the lights up there? And I was like, damn it, get up. And so I got up and, got my 8 count, and he was like, go forward. And you seen the tape. I kind of like went forward to engage again. He just kind of like ran right over me. I don't even really think it was like accumulation of punches. Just his forward momentum just threw me. And when he threw his hands up, I kind of was just like, okay, you want to fight? All right, forget it. Let's just fight. And all my boxing technique, all my training, everything we had worked on for weeks just went out the window. And I was like, let's fight. And so, and that was what he wanted. That's what Johnny needed. And he knew that. And so, well played to him. Well played.
Looking back at that fight, I think it was pretty much entertaining to watch, if you ask me.
Well, thank you. I hope that it was entertaining and the fans enjoyed it. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's really about the fans, and that's why I always show up and bring it every time I step in there.
So, in the last fight, this was your first stoppage in Bare Knuckle FC against Matt Murphy. So, how do you feel about that? How did you score that stoppage?
They stopped due to a cut on his left eye. In the first round, in one of the exchanges, I caught him with the left hook, and it was just a little cut, and I could see the trickling. And so I was like, all right, target. So I just kept throwing left hands at it, and I missed a few. But every time I did connect, it just started opening up a little bit more and a little bit more. And finally, I hit him with I hit him with two really good straight left to the body, and then I feinted one to the body, and he shelled up, and it was like a laser target right on his eye, and it just split it wide open. He backed up, and it just started gushing blood, and I was like, well, it's just a matter of time. And I went to hit him again, and he stopped and said, I need to wipe my eye out. So they stopped the action, and the referee said that it was too bad for him to continue fighting, which, I was a little, I thought they were just going to, stop the bleed and we were going to keep fighting. But after we really took a look at it, it was split in like 3 different ways. So it wasn't just one cut, like you normally have across your eye. It had cut the top of his eyebrow, and then it was going up in one direction and down in another, which is really dangerous cut. So they made the right decision. I was a little rowdy. I was still a little amped. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to finish him in spectacular fashion. But, I went in there and I got the job done. So.
Yeah, but you got the job done. And this is the last question before anything to add. You're a southpaw fighter, so against in bare knuckle fighting championship there are not many southpaw fighters. So is it advantage or?
Yes, yeah. There's a especially if you know how to utilize the clinch and the grappling and the dirty boxing and the cross blocking. It's harder for 2 right-handed fighters to cross block each other off than it is for me or another right-handed fighter to cross block me off. But it takes practice. You got to work on it, So, and we did. We prepared for it. It was something that I wanted to make sure that I could definitely bring to the table. So if they were out there, if anybody was, paying attention in that, I guess 3 minutes and 30 seconds of my fight, there were a few things that I had been training and practicing that it looked like, a few of them didn't go too well. It's still, I'm learning how to apply them in the heat of battle, no matter how many times you practice it. And then there are a few things that we practiced that I pulled off perfectly. I will use them to continue to dominate further fights in the future. And I spoke with some of the refs after the fights. I was like, hey, is this legal? And he's like, yeah, man, it's a fight. He's like, you didn't do anything wrong. That was what you were supposed to do. So I'm like, dang right. And so I'm not going to be upset with myself.
Well, it seems like Bkfc is your home now, right? Would you like to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to first of all say thank you to my boss, Dave Feldman, and thank you to the Bkfc family. I had a blast this past weekend, and it was great to be back and amongst them. I don't really, as far as the next fight, not really sure. I have other plans. I'm going to do some boxing, too. I'm trying to bring me another boxing belt back to the Bkfc when I do make my return again for my next fight. We all know who I want to fight. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse with it. So if you saw my post-fight interview, he knows who he is. Everybody knows who he is. So we'll see if that manifests. And if not, I'm a patient man. I can wait my turn. It wouldn't be the first time. Hopefully won't be the last, but it's okay. And I want to thank you for taking the time to interview me tonight. I'm so sorry. I was trying to get my aquarium situated, and then I was like, oh crap, I completely forgot what time it was. So, and then shout out to all my sponsors. I got like 10 of them. Can I go down the list?
Absolutely, go for it.
All right, my first one, Joiner Driving Improvement School. Definitely thank you so much for all your support. Ginger Hills Lemonade, Match Bout, Fight Hits MMA. Where else are we at? Hold on. I always do that. Damned Wear. Of course, my home gym, 757 Boxing, Gordon Customs, Dr. Travis Lee Institute. Where are we at? Oh, man. I think I got everybody. So how many was that? Were you keeping count for me?
I was thinking 1, 2. I think you said 9. I'm not sure 100%. Your name.
I think it was 9.
Yeah?
It's all right. If we forgot anybody, it's okay. They know it's all love. But yeah, man, I'm. Hey, it's February. I'm trying to fight 8 times this year. Whether it's bare knuckle, whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA. I'm just trying to be busy. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not getting any younger, and I love fighting, and I just want to keep trying to do it as much as I can and just share my story with as many people as I can so I can keep inspiring people, man. So
I want to say thank you too for this interview. I also hope we discuss again. And about this, I will post this tomorrow, or I will send you the direct link via Instagram, okay?
all right, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Reggie.
Thank you. You have a great afternoon.
Alright.
Well, evening.